Welcome to the Performance Enhancing Podcast. It's like steroids for your brain. A podcast for people looking to live life at their peak potential. Chock full of real-world tools and knowledge that you can apply in your life today. By providing you with a lens into the lives, beliefs, practices, and actions of those who are already living extraordinary lives, the Performance Enhancing Podcast will help you shift your mindset or create that change in your daily rituals and habits so you can explode with success in the areas of life that are most important to you. So get ready for another dose of Performance Enhancing Podcast with SatoriPrime. Here's your host, Ilan Ferdman.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Pep Talk with your host, Ilan Ferdman. And we're about to delve into part 2 of my interview with the one and only Tony Horton, a man that sold over $1 billion in his partnership with Beachbody and completely revolutionized the in-home extreme fitness model. Before him, it just did not exist. He's quirky, he's funny, he's unabashedly himself, and I absolutely loved being with him. In part 1, we spoke a lot about kind of how he built that empire, what it took. It also talked about some of the failures with P90X when they launched it. And we ended that part with him talking about how he stayed young. So we're going to continue that part of the conversation right now. We're going to start talking about food and supplements and things like that. And then also just the future as he sees it of fitness and what it takes to stay fit, not only from just being strong and whatnot. I think now Tony's at 57 years old, looking at fitness from a different lens, more from a performance standpoint versus I'm just going to be big and buff and look awesome, which is really the transformation that I think his work has taken me through, is understanding that it's about functional strength, not just looking good in a bathing suit, which I think a lot of people get stuck on. So we're going to talk a lot about that here as well. So if you didn't listen to part 1, definitely go and check that out. He's a legend for sure in that industry. And for the rest of you, I hope you enjoy my part 2 interview with Tony Horton.
And then of course, food. I mean, you are what you eat. Jack LaLanne said it years ago. Yeah. His father died at 50. He died at 96. He should have died of the same genetic elements of his dad, but he lived almost a half a century longer because he made better food choices. I mean, if man made it, he didn't eat it. And I made a sort of a shift like that about 3 months ago. I mean, I'll have some dark chocolate because you're not stopping me on that one. And I'll have some Shakeology. I'm a fan of Shakeology. That it's nutrient dense, man, and it's just like pop. And I'll throw in a little whey protein or egg protein, or maybe I'll throw it in the blender with some fruit or something. But that's about the only manufactured food that I eat anymore. I'll eat some Amy's frozen dinners once in a while when my wife's not around because I don't really cook. So, but I just have I have the restaurants that'll cook it the way I want, and I have the food in the house the way I'll eat it. And I eat a couple of salads a day. I never used to eat salads as a kid ever. But the salads back in those days were that crap lettuce with wedged tomatoes and a cucumber and ranch dressing, like blam. You know what I mean? Where's the arugula, man? Where's the kale? Where's the basil? Where are the strawberries and blueberries? You know what I mean? Where are the pine nuts?
Yes.
Where that's what you put in a salad now. And then you get some oil and vinegar or some kind of, super low, no sugar dressing that just tastes like, magic. And then you want to eat a damn avocado. Where's the avocado? Put that in there, man. Hello. I have salads for breakfast now. You know what I mean? I won't eat a pancake or a waffle or a sausage or hollandaise sauce. No. Why don't you just stop on my foot with a hammer instead? I'm going to be in better shape. Right. So the food and then supplementation. If you're going to exercise, you got to supplement. Oh, we don't need supplementation. Yeah. If you're a monk on a mountain, who meditates 3 hours a day, who has a perfect life and breathes perfect air and gets his water from a well. Yeah, you don't need supplementation, but I'm training 7 days a week. I'm doing plyometrics. I'm doing yoga. I'm doing weight training. I'm doing cardio. I'm doing MMX. I'm doing Kempo. I'm doing all this stuff. You find me a high school, collegiate, or professional athlete that's training that's not taking a supplement.
So what kind of supplements are you a fan of?
Well, I take a multi. I take a good multi. Beachbody's Activate is really good. Mark Sisson makes a great product called Damage Control, which is sort of an elite version of ours. It's expensive, but man, it's good. You can go to primalnutrition.com. Mark's stuff is fantastic. Shakeology is an amazing product. It just really is. It's just helped a lot of people, man. I mean, I know stories of like psoriasis disappearing and a friend of mine, Judd, his mother didn't leave the house. She was chronically ill. They were just kind of waiting for her to die. And one of his best buddies said, "Hey, drink this Shakeology." And then his father calls one day and says, "Your mother is gardening." You know, your mother hadn't been out of the house in almost 2 years. You know what I mean? It's just weird. But when there's so much good stuff and your body's consuming it every day, something's going to happen. I do the multi. I do creatine because, you know, I mean, I'm an older guy, so I have to do creatine. I do ginkgo so I can remember who I am. Who am I, Elon?
I don't know.
Are we on TV? So I do CoQ10. I do, I triple, double, quadruple on the vitamin D because I don't go in the sun anymore because I destroyed my skin from baking myself in the 70s and 80s in the sun. Sunblock. Yeah. Put that on your skin, man.
Yeah. Remember that song?
People don't go outside without, they go, "Oh, I'll be fine." You know what I mean? When you're 57 and you're going to getting stuff lasered off your body, you know, every 4 months because you fried yourself. Trust me, man, the future coming soon.
Wow.
So, those are things to do. And you got to exercise on a regular basis. You can't exercise 3 days a week. I mean, just throw yourself down a set of stairs. It's the same damn thing.
Wow.
3 days on means 4 days off. And so you're going to end up with exercise bipolar disorder. You know what I mean? You're going to, and when you exercise, norepinephrine, dopamine, serotonin, brain-derived neurotropic factor. These are all things I learned from John Rady's book. You want to be consistent? Buy John Rady's book, Spark.
Spark?
Ratey, Spark. It changes the way your brain functions on a regular basis. It turns pessimists into optimists. It turns people with poor memory into great memory. For people who couldn't remember people's names, you can. And oh, by the way, you do that by, you know, walking a mile. It's just, all you have to do is move and sweat a little. And that's really huge. Hydration, sleep, supplements, stress management. Stress is one of those sort of amorphous kind of, well, if I am stressed out, I've been stressed out for so long, I don't even know what stress is. I just know that I'm a angry son of a bitch and that I'm short-tempered and I cut people off in conversations and that I can't just sit and relax and look at a tree or a flower or a fish for any length of time because I got stuff to do and people to talk to and I got to text somebody and I got to do this a lot. Right? But how about shut up for 5 minutes outside on a beautiful day, 5 minutes, close your eyes and breathe and try not to think. Yeah. Ask 1,000 people to do that and 999 of them won't be able to do it. It'll just be like, I got the thing I want. Yeah. And by the way, that stuff that you've been doing and watching and listening and typing, and that's what's killing you.
Yeah.
And the lack of supplements and the poor diet and the lack of fitness and no water and too much alcohol and crappy sleep. Oh, by the way, here's another thing you could do. Get the TV out of the bedroom. Out. Get your phone out of your bedroom. No. Like, what are you going to get your phone out? Get your TV out. Get your electronics out of your bedroom and get a killer pillow. That pillow that you've been on for 10 years. Time. You get new socks at least every 4.
Yeah.
You put your damn head with this thing and the dirt and the thing and the hair and all the. You know what I mean? It goes through, it goes through the case. You might get a new one and get one that's not too soft, not too hard. Experiment with that. We're just uncomfortable at night.
Yeah.
Get a rocking mattress. Just test them out. Get some, you want the tip of the month? Get bamboo sheets. Forget the 50,000
bamboo sheets.
Bamboo. Write that down, Elon. Bamboo sheets like butter. They're about that big. You can get a king size top sheet and whatever form sheet and it's this big inside you could put like 10 of them in a washer and then they all of a sudden it's butter, dude. It's butter right out of the box, not like silk sheets which are slippery and 19. Yeah. You don't want that. You know what I mean? These are all the things. Hey, by the way, if you're listening and watching Elon and I, go get The Big Picture. The 11 Laws Will Change Your Life. That's my new book. It's on Amazon.com. I'll say it again. The Big Picture. All this is in there. It's not a how to do exercise. It's not a how to eat book. It's about how to relax and take advantage of your life because it's short and all the 11 laws will walk.
Do you meditate?
Not as much as I should, not lately. I have had bouts of it, but I try to meditate while doing yoga. It's sort of a moving meditation for me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ujjayi breath. There's a lot of just simple clearing of the mind. But I like the fact that I can combine the physical and the mental and emotional all in an hour and a half.
Yeah. Future of fitness. This is a buddy of mine, Keith Pollack, actually asked. He said, you've kind of set the trend for a long time. Where do you see the next 5 years, or what do you think is going to be the next big trend in the fitness world?
There's a lot of technology, right? We've got these smart watches and stuff that kind of tell us stuff. And so for a lot of younger folks, they love any kind of a motivator that could give them where they can crunch numbers. You know what I mean? To kind of see improvement over the course of time.
Data driven.
There's a new device that has come out now, and they've contacted me, where you wear sort of a t-shirt and some compression shorts or pants. And unfortunately, or fortunately, you have to wear this stuff every time. And it's infused with a device that goes inside of your ear that basically tells you what to do. Like if you're in the middle of a class, it'll watch you over time, right? It'll say, okay, you need to stand up a little bit taller. You need to raise your chin, drop your head, extend your arm. Can you straighten your arm a little bit more? So you think you're doing things properly, and this thing is cueing you based on your fitness history. Whether you're rowing or doing Pilates or weightlifting, or it will tell you if the weight is too heavy, like you're doing a weight, if you're stuck and doing this thing. I think you're struggling too hard. You might want to back off by 5 feet.
Huh.
It's a really cool device. So that is certainly the future. But what's going to happen, because it hasn't really changed very much over the years, and I don't think it's going to change very much. It's just going to be different instructors trying to tell you to do the same things different ways. But in my opinion, without giving away the farm here, I don't want anybody to steal my ideas. But it really is the goal is, and there's different categories of people, right? You've got baby boomers, you got Gen X's, you got millennials. They all have different. You've got athletes, non-athletes, people trying to lose weight, people trying to gain weight, ectomorphs, endomorphs, mesomorphs, different kind of body types. You know what I mean? People with high pain thresholds, people with low pain thresholds, biorhythms, different things that we're not even aware of, certainly play effect on who we are and what we're doing and how much energy. People who have like just type A types, perfectionists, we got to have them, and everybody else is like, screw exercise. I'd rather just drink whiskey. But we all need to do something. And so the idea here is, especially if you think you're going to age, because you're gonna, is to work on, like there's going to be, look, linebackers are going to do what linebackers do. You know what I mean? 45-year-old mothers of 5 are going to have a completely different objective. But the goal here is after you're done playing football, so that your life just doesn't go, because you've been in a car accident every Sunday for how many years, right?
Yeah.
Football. Or whatever, contact sport you've been doing, or whatever sport where you've broken torn your ACL, twisted your ankle, had a concussion. There's so many protocols there. There's certain future things for them. But I think proprioceptive fitness is really important. Post-activation potentiation is super important, and those two things have a lot in common. If you're not familiar with those are, it's just body movements that force you to concentrate more. Proprioceptive is usually balance work, right? Yeah. Lack of stability. Post-activation potentiation is getting your body sequences that get your body to move in multiple directions better. Improving, the explosive contact of your foot on the floor. And most people are just sort of taking, boxing classes and just trying not to hurt their shoulders. You know what I mean? And so it's just becoming more nuanced, because we do that with our technology. Like I look at my laptop that I'm talking to you on right now, or my phone, and if you had handed that to me 10 years ago, I would have said, nice, I think I'll just use it as a paperweight. But we're willing to spend the time and energy to learn this stuff, because we love the technology. We love to be able to communicate. We love the apps. We love these things, but we treat our bodies like crap. You know what I mean? So there's two different mindsets here, and they need to kind of line up more. And if you really do want to feel vibrant and alive and strong and connected, then you need to work less on, because here's the model. It's been the model forever. Build and burn. That's the model. Guys want to build, girls want to burn. And then, girls who learn to build, improve. Guys who learn to burn, learn certain things. So now we got people who are stuck in one
modality.
And then when they both learn each other's, they get some improvement. But where's the Pilates? Where's the yoga? Where's the mixed martial arts? Where's the track work? Where's the proprioceptive? Where's the stability balls, the BOSU balls, the med balls? Where's all that kind of? Where are the ropes? Where's the pegboard? Where's all the skill based quasi Cirque du Soleil stuff that people think I'll never do that. But then I've got buddies of mine who couldn't do it. Took 6 months because they were so frustrated, and all of a sudden they can do things, handstands. Like most people, you get them upside down and they look like an accordion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't even have the body structure, flexibility to get up on their hands against the walls. They're bowed or their shoulders are so tight. I mean, that honestly, if you train speed, and that usually comes in the form of martial arts, right? Boom, 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 right? Right? If you train, there's a great range of motion there, and there's also great speed and coordination, and you're learning a skill. Like I was terrible at martial arts, and I avoided it because I was terrible. I was terrible at yoga, same thing. I stayed away from it. So for me, the way I'm going to continue to train and to give people information is a lot of body weight stuff, just using the human body, gravity, and Sir Isaac Newton's law of gravity, man. That's just phenomenal. Anytime, anywhere, you can do plyometrics that way. You can do Pilates that way. You can do yoga that way. You can do push-ups and pull-ups that way. When I moved from my old house to my new house, I don't have my gym here yet. So I went out in my backyard and I did gorilla crawls up a hill, and I did pull-ups on an olive tree.
Wow.
I did 20 sets going back and forth. I would go, okay, let's do either side on a branch. Let's do close these two branches. Let's go from this branch to that branch. You know what I mean? And then we would just do plyometric walking push-ups or handstand push-ups, whatever, man. And so it's just being creative, getting outside of your comfort zone, working on your weaknesses, and range of motion, speed, and balance, man. Strength is important too, but seriously, lack of range of motion causes the body to injure, and then you're out of luck for 6 to 8 months. And then you go back to the same old things before, and you can't figure out why you keep getting injured. It's because you're not doing, the important things that are going to help you stay young. And it's really about staying young. And if you're younger, it's about getting chicks and meeting dudes. And then you're married and you got kids. It's not about that anymore. So you better start doing new stuff, right?
Yeah.
At my age, I want to ski down a mountain as fast as I possibly can. Well into my hundreds.
Is that a Jackson Hole hat?
That's the tram, man.
Yeah, man.
Look at that. Isn't that a beauty? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scariest mountain I've ever been on in my entire life.
Yes. But it's like anybody else. If you had skied that mountain 100 days in a row, wouldn't be scary anymore.
So the funny story is, out of college, I was supposed to go out there with 3 of my buddies and just live on the mountain for a year. And I ended up getting some bullshit whatever job, and like 2 weeks before, I was like, sorry guys, got this what I thought was amazing opportunity, blah blah blah, and blew like one of the best opportunities in my life. So I went out there for 2 weeks, and my buddy, he was just like working in a parking lot, but he got to ski every day. I think he put in like 100 and some odd days, and it's just legend. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, God, I could do that again.
That's a story. I mean, I take the month of February off every year.
And you just go there
for 28 days, man.
Oh,
a little bit in March and a little bit in January.
Yeah.
And I just do. I mean, because life is too short, and everybody knows way in advance, and so they schedule around me. And I know not everybody can do that, but you want to be able to at least train and eat and supplement yourself and hydrate and get enough sleep and control your stress, so that you can give yourself opportunities to be able to do something kind of fun and kind of amazing on the weekends, at least.
Yeah.
As opposed to sitting around and watching football. I like football, but I put it on the DVR and I fast forward between plays. I can turn a 3-hour football game into a 22-minute experience.
I was going to say 30 minutes.
Exactly, man. You know what I mean?
And that's what I do now.
Yeah. Halftime, I don't need to see that, whatever. Commercials later.
I think skiing like that is really important. I started playing tennis about 4 years ago, and that really altered what was important for me. Things like yoga, obviously, and being able to stretch in every direction was really important. So I think people need to challenge themselves also in what they think they can and can't do. All right, final question.
Oh, okay. I have workers. I'm a little distracted. I have workers left and right, and I'm making sure that they're not drilling walls.
I remember in one of the 10-minute trainers, like your gardeners coming through, you're like, hey, buddy.
Hey, man, nice. Can you get those bougainvillea over there for me?
So I always ask people, if you only knew then what you know now. You've obviously had a whirlwind of a life experience. I know you recently got married to the love of your life. So is there anything that you wish you would have known, life or business, And you would have gone back and told yourself?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's sort of a two-part answer. Everybody has an answer for that when they look back at high school. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe some kids felt like they had a great 4 years in high school, and maybe they were athletes or great students or something, and had a lot of friends, or they were the class treasurer or president or something. I wasn't at any of those things. You know what I mean? I was just sort of meandering through the halls, trying to get at least a C- average through school so I could graduate. You know what I mean? It was a bit of a struggle for me, but when it comes to here's the thing. When it comes to high school, yeah, there was a whole bunch of things. I think all of us wish we're different. Yeah. You know what I mean? I might have, had a decent relationship with a hot girl once or twice. But in general, when you look at my life now, those things had to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those experiences had to happen. Those mistakes had to be made.
Yeah.
Those relationships had to occur. And the fact that they were muddled and screwed up and filled with errors and kind of, unpleasant much of the time. That's where you learn and grow.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people, when you ask that question, if I did something differently, and maybe let's say they're in a place right now where the thing is things aren't going that well, maybe because they peaked in high school or in junior high school or college. I plan on peaking in my 90s. That's where I'm going to go. Like Jane Fonda right now. She was on the Colbert show. And she says, I was old as hell in my 20s and 30s. I had like these silly thoughts and ideas and the way I dealt with people and the way I talked to people. It was, I might as well have been old and a curmudgeon. She said, I feel more happy and upbeat and optimistic now. And she's in her 70s, late 70s, 80. I don't know. She looks amazing. I mean, plastic surgery, she's done it right for sure. But yeah, she just seemed like she was at a good place. She was in her own, she felt comfortable in her own skin. And so I would tell anybody who's watching, don't beat yourself up about what's happening right now, but just make sure that, recognize when you're struggling, recognize when you make a mistake, recognize when you're in a relationship that's not productive or positive, and just sort of, you don't have to change it immediately. Just sort of, write that down, and I have 3x5 notepads all over my house now, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, next to my bed. And I'm not one to grab my phone and dictate. I have to see it in my own handwriting. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
And at the end of the day, I kind of put them all together. Not every day, but like when the 3x5 sheets start collecting, I just gather them all together and go, okay, these 4 require phone calls. These 12 require emails. This is a follow through where I have to say no. I cannot hang this person up anymore. Here's an opportunity that I see an advantage. I see where it's going to help me, and I do not want to do it, but I got to do it anyway. I got to suck it up and say yes. You know what I mean? And it's just that. 80% of life is showing up, man. The other 20% is to pay attention while you're there. That's really, really sort of be in the moment, be present while you're there, and then just take the notes down. And that's something that I've learned. It's so simple, and. If you go to TonyHortonLife.com, get my book on Amazon called The Big Picture. If you want more information and fun stuff, go to Tony Horton Fitness on YouTube. They're quite hilarious. Free. Just subscribe. It's all you got to do is subscribe. The little red thing. Do it. And Facebook, come and check me out on my fan page. Tony Horton on Facebook, because I spend a lot of time on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That's what you do. That's what the kids want.
Oh, God.
Do it. You know what I mean? I'm not on Grindr. I don't have to be.
No?
No. I'm married to my...
Yeah. That'd be the wrong demographic, by the way.
I'm on Grindr. No, you're not, because you're married. What are you saying? Dude.
I think Grindr is for... gay. Tinder is for the
is that what it is?
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is, but I do. You know what I want to get? I want to get Periscope. I like Periscope's cool.
Do you have a good Twitter following?
Okay. I think Facebook is where I get most of my people.
You can do Facebook Live, by the way, which is very similar to Periscope. And if you have a bigger following, because Twitter is kind of Periscope is Twitter's thing, and so you might, if you did like, hey, I'm doing a workout live or something on Facebook, that would probably work really well for you.
Because you just kind of jump on. Like the one thing about Periscope is you just like, I'm in Periscope,
Same thing. You'd be like, hey, going live in 5-10 minutes, and
all right.
Yeah.
I might just do that after our conversation.
I was doing it this whole time. No, I'm just kidding. You're like, I
only swore 3 times that I know of.
I love swearing. I'm all for it.
Oh, I'm a big fan.
Big fan.
Big fan. But it's about appropriate. It's about you can't know your audience. Obviously.
Yeah, I've heard you several times in the during the P90s where like you're about to. I'm like, oh, he's not going to do it because you can't do that.
Apparently, in the original Power 90, I say at minute 43, hey man, this thing is hard. It's hard. Hard, I say. People just like get all these like notes about it. Don't have the original Power 90 like Elon and his mom.
That's it.
Hey, this is hard.
Now I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna sit through the VHS and be like, when does he say this?
I think it's one of the sculpt workouts. I think it's one of the resistance routines.
I want a R-rated version where you actually can be like cursing and all that stuff. So I kind of really feel, the Tony.
Yeah, well, a lot of people will meet me in person, and I don't really, I'm animated, I'm loud, and I'm a little bit obnoxious and irreverent and whatnot. I mean, I'm just trying to make a point here because life is too short. We want to get to the point, So, but when people meet me in person, there'll be an F-bomb or I'll say shit or ass, or they're just not used to it because they think they know me. They think I'm like sort of that, that PG-rated fitness trainer that's in their house, and I pretty much am. But in reality, I do have a tendency to. That was my culture growing up. I could swear in front of my parents, not a lot, not often. It had to be discreet and at the right times, but it wasn't like a big thing. It wasn't a big thing all the way through like junior high school. And as soon as I hit like 10th grade, I could say shit in the house. Like, wow. And my friends would come over just to hear me say it.
Your dad's in the room, Eric.
Yeah,
he doesn't care.
Yeah, Tony, say the F word in front of your parents, just because I want to experience that. You know what I mean? But that was not a word that was used very often. It was very rare.
I actually laugh with because I'm really bad. For me, it's just a word. Honestly, it's not. It's just for emphasis sometimes. So I'll say fuck here and there, whatever. But not in a bad way where Tony's like, oh my ears.
Not F you so much. Just F this.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So it's not demeaning. I always tell people like I can make you feel really bad by not using any curse words. So a curse word is really nothing. But my wife, we have 2 kids. So I have a 4-year-old and an almost 3-year-old. And she's like, you got to stop. And I've noticed I try, but I can't. So now I've just succumbed to the fact that I might have to.
You wrecked them.
That's what I said. I might have the youngest kid ever to say the F word.
Walk into the first grade. F this, Mrs. Smith.
Exactly.
I'll show you.
Exactly.
The kid will probably end up becoming a CEO of the biggest company ever.
Exactly.
It's funny thing about language. It's fun, and not to bring it back to fitness too, but so many people have such myopic, one-dimensional views about life. And if anybody does this, if you're like right now, Muslims, you can't be one. You know what I mean? You can't be a Muslim, even if you're a really good one, an altruistic one, and you were raised that way, you have nothing to do with it, and you read the Quran, but it's not about death and murder and being an asshole like the guys, ISIS guys. You know what I mean? I mean, the Christians, go back in history just a little bit.
I was just going to say.
You know what I mean? They had a lot of stuff they did back, in Europe and stuff. They were big into killing lots of people at one time. We've mellowed, you know what I mean? And we hope that someday, Muslims will mellow too. I mean, everybody has to get their act together at different speeds. But that comes down with fitness. Like, I'm a bodybuilder. I love bodybuilding. Dude, you're 57 years old and you're bodybuilding and you're always injured. Like, what happened to yoga? And you're 40 pounds bigger than your body, your bones can handle, or I'm paleo. I have high blood pressure and cholesterol is going through the roof, but I'm paleo. I mean, I'm vegan. I'm gray. And I can't lift a pencil, but I'm vegan. You know what I mean? And so some people are supposed to be vegan. Some people are supposed to be paleo, but it ain't used and you don't know it and you keep suffering and you don't know why. Because you're holding on so tight. I'm holding on to my thing. Yeah. Holding on, right? I treat my food like a religion. You know what I mean? I treat somebody who swears like they're the devil. Like, oh my God, come on, man. It's called evolution. Evolution is something, I don't believe in evolution. Did you just learn a new word? Yeah, that's called evolution, bro. You know what I mean? Did you just learn a new exercise? That's evolution. All right. Did you go from junk food to healthier food? That's called evolution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can't unthink stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's working for you. That's called evolution. You know, you can believe in whatever. You can believe in everything else, you know, as far as the earth and creation and God and all that. Freaking dig it. I think everybody should have their right to believe that. But, you know, you got to grow. You got to change. You got to improve. Or you just become the old guy then. Oh, these kids and their technology. Oh, it's there and this music today. Hey man, I had Zeppelin, bro. You can't make it freaking harder. And you know, I had Cream with Clapton and heydays cranking on that guitar. I had AC/DC. I kept Aerosmith when they were good.
Yeah, back in the day.
So anyway.
Tony, I'm going to send you a video of that little clip where you just went like this, because it's gonna be your motivation to never age.
You kids, you should eat at McDonald's more often. You'll be happier. You drink a lot. I drink all the time. I'm not angry.
I think I just saw you at 90 years old. Like a crotchety old man.
Oh, is that you, Elon? Is that you?
Tick, 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 tick. Tony, you're the best. Absolutely the best. I had so much fun. Is there anything else that I didn't ask you that you want to share with people, or anything that we didn't cover?
Well, I think I've plugged everything. TonyHortonLife.com, of course, my website. The Big Picture, which is the book you can get on Amazon. You'll learn a lot there. Tony Horton Fitness on YouTube. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Oh, yeah, and by the way, the one thing about Tony Horton Life is, if you want to know where I'm going, Elon's mom and I met at the Omega Institute last year.
I will be there next.
New York. This is a phenomenal place, man. If you want to know how just to chill and to learn and to relax and to share with like-minded people and in just the middle of nature in upstate New York, it's like an hour and a half from the city. You might as well be somewhere in the Canadian Rockies. You know what I mean? And we have a fun 2.5 days up there. You know, there's a lot of not study, but, you know, there's just some great exercises, and you do some great teamwork. And we do we do the workouts as well. And the feedback's always really fun. So the Omega Institute, and you can learn about that. And anywhere I'm going, I'm going to be in Dallas for an event down in Dallas. And you can, you just go to Tony Horton Life and find out where I am, what I'm doing. And of course, the other thing too is Beachbody on Demand. You don't have to see an infomercial now and then pick up your phone and then dial and then listen to somebody in another country try to sell you stuff you don't want, and then sit around and wait 5 to 12 days for it to come, because I ain't paying that extra money for that shipping because I don't trust that. They're still ripping off me. So, and then you get it open, you crack it open, and then you put it in your player. Oh, the player's not working. It's stuck in the thing. Then there's a Elton John video in there. Put the thing in, and then you go through all the sales stuff. No, now on demand, buy, watch, workout, and you go to Beachbody on Demand for that. So all my entire library.
That's amazing.
The first month is free. It's free. So for 30 days, Power 90, P90X, X2, X3, one-on-one with Tony Horton, Ho'olaka Kano, a classic shot in Hawaii. There's all of it free for 30 days, and it's $38 a month.
That's great.
And then you can stop anytime. I don't know why that isn't. You should do that.
That's a great idea. I didn't know you guys are doing that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We have an infomercial coming out soon. A lot of people aren't aware, but that's where it's headed, man. And there's no more handling stuff.
I know.
We're going to look at 30 years. Is that what is that? Is that a book? I saw that in the Smithsonian Institute. Is that a newspaper? So they used to have this giant piece of paper that you would open up and try to fold, and it was like this friggin' puzzle. And then when you were done, your hands were black.
Yep.
That was a thing you did?
Yeah.
And Beachbody on Demand is that with workouts. It's just like right here, where you and me, play, workout. You can do it on your computer. And now everybody's got their computer on their TV, not everybody, but it's just the future, and I'm glad we've jumped on board, and it's groovy.
Good thinking.
That's what Shauna, when we were in Hawaii, Shauna does P90X3, my wife. And so bang, she brought her disc. I go, what are you doing with the discs? And she signed up in 5 minutes, and boom, she was watching them.
That's got to be weird. You're her workout partner.
Yeah. She'd rather work out to me on video than with me in person. So is that?
We're going to keep that for a whole other conversation.
That's our next one.
Tony, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. Thanks for spending time with us. It was an absolute blast. My cheeks hurt a little bit though.
Yeah, well, hey, if this was all serious, training's important because it builds the muscles and the fabric of the side. No. Work out, feel better, have a good life. Yeah, that's all.
Amazing.
Thank you, Elon.
Thank you.
You're the man.
You too.
All right.
So that's a wrap on Tony Horton. As you probably noticed, if you watch this on video, I definitely was a little giddy. Starstruck would be the right word on that one. It was just a surreal experience just to see this man who has really changed the way I perceive my body, my fitness level, and so many levels. I mean, I didn't share the story, but he has an exercise routine in P90X3 called the Challenge. And the challenge is simply you have to pick a number of push-ups and a number of pull-ups that you're able to do. And you need to sustain that number for 8 rounds. 8 rounds, okay? So a push-up set, a pull-up set, a push-up set, a pull-up set. You do this for 8 rounds. Tony Horton, at the age of, I think in that one, he's probably like 55, does 40 push-ups and 18 to 20 pull-ups on every single round. Just to give you a perspective on how fit this human being is. It's just unbelievable. Crazy. I mean, the most I've been able to do is 35 and 12, and this guy, 20 years older than me, just kicks my ass. So anyway, it was just an absolute trip for me to do it. I want to share one other thing with you guys, and this is pretty much a very, very hush-hush, invite-only thing. We're in the process of putting the final touches on what's going to be an epic multi-event thing happening in San Diego. It's going to happen in the beginning of February, roughly from around February 1st to the 8th. We are in the process of locking down a house that will rival pretty much any house you've ever seen in cribs or movies or whatever, on top of a mountain in La Jolla, California. And we're planning on doing a Facebook workshop. We're planning on doing a mindset workshop and then a very exclusive mastermind for people really looking to surround themselves with really high level entrepreneurs. I don't have all the details yet. They will be coming here in the next week or so. But if you know that you're going to be interested for any of these, please email me. It's elon@SatoriPrime.com. And just let me know. I'd be interested to find out more about the Facebook workshop, the mindset workshop, or the mastermind. And I will keep you in the loop and get you more information next week. Okay? Love you all. Have an amazing rest of your day.
Did you run through doors till you hit the floor? Did you read my eyes? My